Hey everybody, this is DJ. I want to invite you to the Riding with K Solo, the podcast with Logic, tomorrow night, 8 Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central, 5 Pacific, where you can join me and I will share some of my, I won't call them incredible riding stories, but to share my riding experiences with you. I promise you it's going to be a blast.
Look at here. How we doing, sir? How we doing?
What's up?
Man, I think we on to something here, man. We on time.
Maybe
we're on time. Hey, man, ain't nothing in the world like being on time, man. That's what the military taught me, man.
Hey,
you guys gotta be on time. Thank you, sir.
Be on time. Ain't no such thing as being on time. You gotta be early.
You gotta be early, man. You gotta show up 15 minutes early to the game, man.
Yes,
shout out to my man C. Ruger, first one on the chat, man. Thank you for the comments. Much love to you, my brother. For sure. Come on in, everybody. Come on in.
Good evening to you. Good evening.
Remember. Keep liking, commenting, and sharing, and subscribing to the channel. We need you.
All right. Jimmy Miller. All right. It'll be, you can catch the rerun.
Polo, exactly. Hey, man, we're gonna be on Spotify. We getting ready to go big time with it, man. We getting ready to go big time with it. C. Ruger. Yes, sir. You know it. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Sit back and enjoy my brother Nasty from Dahuru Nation. How you doing out there, my brother? It's good for you to join us tonight. Indeed. Folks, we cannot thank you enough. Come on in.
We're
trying to cue everything up, get everything situated. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Weather's good down there? Everything's good down there?
Everything's good.
Puppy's good, man.
Yeah, them dogs, they be all right. They be all right.
Them dogs take you through the ringer, man.
But they be all right.
Them dogs take you through the ringer. Hey, man, I want to send a big shout out tonight to a Motorcycle Entertainment TV. Much love. Appreciate you having me do that interview a while back when you guys was first starting. So I want to just return the favor and send you guys a shout out to Motorcycle Entertainment. Go check them out. Hopefully we can get our podcast up and running good enough to be featured on there, get on that platform so we can continue to stream and reach more people.
Yes, sir.
All right. We have the Bells with us tonight. How y'all doing?
They in the house. They in the house. They in the house.
How we doing?
They coming in, man. Y'all come on in.
Come on in. Everybody come on in.
If you coming in, tell your friend to come on in.
Bring a friend. That's right. Bring a friend.
We do that at church. Bring a friend. Hey, you know what? That's right. You be known as a person that brought somebody.
There you go. You be known. Well, look, without further ado, we have a gentleman on with us tonight. His resume is deep, long, extended version. His riding journeys are both international and nationally. He's been to the Alps. He's been to the Big Island of Hawaii and all in between. And I tell you, we are excited to have him on. As a matter of fact, he's going to get 2 episodes this month. This month, we're going to feature his international and his long distance riding. And then we're going to have a special edition on the last Tuesday of the month. Folks, I'm telling you, we are geared up for it. But tonight, we're going to go ahead and bring him in. You want ready to bring him in, Logic?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring our special guest in tonight. DJ, come on in, DJ. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. How's it going, fellas?
Outstanding, sir. Outstanding. We are glad to have you with us tonight.
Hey.
Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Now, you are based out of Richmond, Virginia, Henrico, Richmond, Virginia area?
Yep, Richmond, Virginia.
Okay. Well, VA, you need to represent. I need to get about 100 VA people on here, man, because one of your own is on the show tonight live and sharing his journey with us. So, So we are glad to have you on. Logic?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and kick this thing off, sir.
I'm just telling you. Listen, y'all. Listen. I'm gonna go ahead and do this introduction. Just do this introduction because okay, all right. Tonight. Somebody say tonight. No, I'm not in church. Somebody say tonight. Tonight we have another true legend of the long distance ride. K Solo already said he hails from Richmond, Virginia. Watch this, y'all. Look, I don't have this on my resume. Over 45 years of riding. Good Lord. Dennis, my brother, has been redefining what it means to embrace the freedom of the highway. 8 of them 45 years, 18 years marked by his journeys that have taken him across the continent into the heart of America, national treasures. All that I wrote this down, y'all. So I had to read it. He's a devoted, I had to throw that little joke in there. He's a devoted Honda enthusiast with a fleet of 6 gold wings and a mighty VTX 1300.
See, we don't even discriminate on here, man. We don't discriminate up here.
The biker who lives by the model. And I had to take a look at this model, man. We got to talk. You getting a little close here. But live by the model, ride hard, ride free, and ride with purpose. Welcome, Dennis History Joyner. What's going on?
Well, thank you for that great introduction, my brother. I don't know if I'm deserving of all that, but I'll take it.
Introduction he has put on since we started this podcast, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I like that name, man. I like that. We all say when you get a quote unquote biker name, it should match the individual. In the MC world, they said the MC club give you your biker name. Some people use their nicknames, but your biker name should fit you. And when I saw that, I said his biker name is just straight up history. I like that, man.
Yeah.
Where you get that from?
I was a friend of mine that's in a motorcycle club said that name fit me, so she bestowed that upon me because I've never been in a motorcycle club before, but she thought that title fit or that name fit, so I have it.
All right, man. I mean that is I like that name. It's almost like logic, history. Logical history. Oh, no, I'm sorry. All right. Okay. Listen. I'm just going to kick this off, bro. Let's just open this all up, brother. Open this all up. Can you share with us what initially sparked your passion? What lit your flame for long distance riding and how that passion has evolved over the years? What started you off on this journey?
Well, starting out as a kid, I've always enjoyed history. I've always enjoyed traveling. So being able to get on a motorcycle allows me to combine those two passions. I can ride and explore history in general, and African American history in particular. So that's kind of what got me started. And I do love the great outdoors, former Boy Scout. So I like being outside. National parks are kind of a natural place for me to like to ride to. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell, what kind of drove me to doing the things that I do.
Okay, he said he's a former Boy Scout. How far did you go, man? How far did you get up? How far did you get up this ladder?
I didn't make it to the Eagle Scout, but I was a Boy Scout master as well. So I tried to train a couple of young minds.
Oh, really? I got kicked out. I got kicked out of the Cub Scout.
I think it was a Cub Scout. Then I lost interest.
I got kicked out of the Cub Scouts, man.
I know. Man, we telling ourselves, yeah, man. Do they even have any of those organizations there? I know they do. But
yeah, they're still around.
Yeah. Right.
They're slightly different than they were when I was a kid, but they're still around.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Good deal. Logic.
Where'd you go, Logic?
He stepped off for a minute, man. He's got that bootleg.
You got that dial up
there, man. I'm gonna have to upgrade it, man. But sir, what we want to do tonight is we wanted to kind of highlight your overseas travels tonight, places that you've been, sites that you've seen. I know your repertoire of travels is deep, but one that really sticks out in my mind is you visit the Alps. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So tell us, how did you come about wanting to ride the Alps, and how was that trip?
So first of all, I need to give a shout out to my main ghost. Some people call him Jay, but he was the person who put this whole ride together. He got in touch with the tour company, set the rider for the dates that we wanted. Made sure we had all of the information, documents. Of course, we knew we needed to have passports, but like the international driver's license and other things like that, he kind of coordinated all of that. So I want to give him a big shout out for kind of putting this trip together.
Okay, so did he go through a travel agent? Because what we're trying to do is we have a lot of people that's interested in doing international rides now. From that episode that we had with Highway Smiley, the way that he talked about PJ had put that together. Did y'all go through a travel agency, an adventure tour agency for this ride?
We did. We went through, at the time, the company was called Blue Rim Tours. And
Blue
they're
Rim.
no longer
So
in business.
Highway Dre.
Yeah, so it's I think it's Roadrunner Travel now, but it used to be Blue Rim. So we actually went through them. You pay this one fee. They provide the bikes, the gas, the hotels, everything. So you just had to really pay your round trip airfare there and back, and so we went through that. But again,
so they provided the bikes and everything for you.
Yes, they did.
And how did that go? Was that a smooth operation to get set up with that?
It was. You basically pay the fee, and they tell you, which hotel to be in and at what time, and they pretty much, took it from there. But we actually got to Europe about 4 or 5 days before the actual motorcycle tour started, because we wanted to kind of do our own thing and not be limited by the schedule of the tour. So we got there maybe, I think, the Thursday before the tour started. We flew into Munich, and one of the folks that were on the tour with us, Monica Johnson, she had a brother that lived in Prague in the Czech Republic. So we figured, hey, while we're over there, we'll go see him. So we rented some bikes on our own in Munich, rode to the Czech Republic, met Monica's brother and his wife, who also ride. Kind of did the tourist thing. We rode around Prague, got to see a lot of the interesting sights there. We actually got a chance to see the astronomical clock, which is a clock that was built, I think, in 1410, and it's still a working clock.
Wow, still working clock. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was interesting. Actually, that clock tells you the time, the date, and the position of the moon and the sun. Now, keep in mind, this clock was built in 600 years ago, and they had the wherewithal and the mindset to create something like that, and it is still working, to this day. So that was a very interesting.
Man, I definitely want to do some international riding, man. You guys have inspired me, because for the longest I said, man, because of course I was stationed in Germany when I was in the military, there in Kaiserslautern and Karlsruhe. And took a trip down to Italy when I was over there. So I got to see some international. Went to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the city on the ocean, all of that. But I wasn't brave enough to ride at the time. I just wanted to go down there and see the sights, but I wasn't brave enough. But now, man, I tell you, I think that's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to gear that up for 26.
I got a question. I got a question though. If since you said that. When you ride overseas, does it matter what you ride, as long as you on tubes? Because it depends on your answer now.
Okay.
When I'm playing.
Well, I'm a gold wing fanatic, but of course, in Europe, or at least in Germany, BMWs kind of ruled the roost over there. So when we rented the private bikes, we rode BMWs, and then the tour company actually provided us with BMWs. I think I had a GS 850 or a 900. Of course, I'm used to riding a gold wing, so it was okay for what it was. But I don't think there's any brand loyalty per se over there, other than the fact that BMW seems to be the more popular bike.
I rode through the islands of Greece on a scooter. So does that count? I mean,
Hey, 2 wheels are 2 wheels, my brother.
See, that's what I want. Hey. 'Cause I done rolled through the islands of Greece, Thracis, and all that. Mykonos. I'm doing okay. This picture right here. Where is this picture taken right here?
This picture is on the infamous Stelvio Pass. It
Okay.
is a very popular destination for sports car drivers,
Yeah.
motorcyclists, even cyclists.
Oh wow.
It's actually a mountain pass. It's actually in Italy, but it's very close to the Switzerland border. And that mountain pass, there are, I think, 68 switchbacks on that mountain pass. And on
Wow.
the north face, which is where I'm taking this picture, 40 of those switchbacks are on that side coming up the hill. And this is really not even at the top of the hill. We found a little area where we could stop to take some pictures, but that was a very interesting ride. I mean, I like riding in the mountains, but that will take a
That's
little bit out of you.
one thing about riding those is I was out in Colorado. Man, you have to stay focused on rides like that with the switchbacks, because if you get
Yes.
the gazing off out looking at the scenery, you will come up on a turn so quick, so fast. Next thing you know, you're going to be tumbling over an edge, over a cliff somewhere. Hey, welcome, Salty Badger. How you doing tonight, sir?
So how long is that ride right there? How long was that ride?
I believe from the bottom of the valley where we started, maybe 18 miles,
Okay.
all the way up and across the top of the pass, and then down the other side. Yeah.
Now that 18 miles is not like 18 straight.
No.
Yeah.
No. And as you can see in the pictures, those are actual switchbacks where you head in one direction, you turn, and now you're going the opposite direction. You know, a lot of people talk about the tail of the dragon and those 318 turns in 11 miles. Those are not these types of turns. You know, you can just kind of twist your handlebar, go back and forth in the dragon. These are actual switchbacks. So it is. You're exactly right, K Solo. You do not want to take your eyes off the road. The consequences could be dire.
Yes.
So let me ask you. So a lot of your rides, and I heard you mention when I went off, I heard you, K. So talking about my camera went off, but I heard you. So I was like,
you need to replace that dial up you got there, Logic.
My camera. I don't know. That's why I got to buy a new camera. So because they just said your camera disconnected from your computer. I'm like, what? But I forgot my question. But no, a lot of your rides, I heard you mention them, people you rode with and everything. Do you do a lot of your rides solo, or do you ride in little small groups? I know you never said you said you've never been in an MC or anything like that.
I have not, and probably 90% of my riding I do by myself, unless Jackie, my other half, she'll ride with me sometimes. But for the most part, I ride by myself because not in all cases, but a lot of times people don't necessarily enjoy the type of riding that I do in the places that I like to go. So riding, solo has its advantages. And I'm one of those type of riders. If I'm riding down the road and I see a scenic road somewhere off in the distance, I may just turn off and go follow that road. And everybody is not really down with that. So, but to answer your question, probably 90% of the riding I do solo.
Right. And you just said something that's one of K Solo's biggest thing is, I see a road and I'll just go follow that road, like them back roads and things like that. Doing those roads, is that how? I know national parks, we can talk about that, but national parks, that's on the map. We know how to get there, go down this highway, take a left. But when you take those back roads, when you say, okay, that looks like a road I want to try, is that where you find more of your adventure? Is that where you find a lot of sites that you probably wouldn't have seen if you would have kept straight on the natural highway?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, K Solo has his back roads of America on twos and places like that. Yeah, you definitely find you get to see a lot more of this country when you get off the super slab and follow, as Robert Frost would say, follow the road less traveled.
Right.
So a lot of times I'm riding down the road and I see, something in the distance that looks kind of interesting, and you see a road that will get you there. More than likely I'm going to try to take that road there, as long as it's not a dirt road, because the Goldwing is not a dirt bike. So as long as it's fairly paved, I'm going to see if I can find out what's at the end of it.
Right.
You got a microwave on that, right? I mean, y'all don't see Solo got all kinds of tools and gadgets, but y'all got microwaves and stuff like that on your Goldwings, right?
Hey man, don't go bashing them Goldwings, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. I got mad respect for Goldwings, man. After I got my doors blown off in NorCal, you won't hear me talking bad about it. And look, we got Scooter Mitchell on too, man. Shoot, Scooter
he'll vouch for the
some Girl Scout cookies on a delivery
to an event. And I was invited to an event, Dennis, and they said, "Come on." They said, "You can come on over here, Logic, even though you got a Harley." I'm like, "What's that supposed to mean?" I come over there, and everybody got Goldwings, and they're unpacking food. And I said, "Doggone, how deep is that bag you got?" But wow. So let me ask you. So you got a question? Because I'll keep rolling.
No, keep going, man. Have at it, please do.
Your journey, because I'm practicing not to bring up anything that we're going to talk about in the next episode. Your journey through the national parks, going through the national parks, was that something that you said I want to do this and document my journey through all these national parks, or was that something that you just gradually moved up to while you were riding across the country?
So, good question. So actually, I started out with the goal of riding to all of the national parks in the country, basically.
Okay.
So far, I've ridden to all of the national parks in the lower 48 and in Hawaii. Now, just to clarify, the National Park Service is made up of over 400 national park sites. Now, those sites include national parks like Yellowstone and the Grand Canyon. It includes national monuments like Devil's Tower and Mount Rushmore. It also includes national historic sites like the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site in Alabama. So a lot of different types of sites make up the national park system. So my goal is to ride to all of them. And also, this particular picture, that's Jackie's bike, the little yellow bike. But so we did the Iron Butt Association has a couple of different national park rides.
Right.
So Jackie and I together did what's called I guess you call it the entry level national parks ride. And it's called the Master Traveler's Ride. So the goal of that, or in order to complete that, you have to ride to at least 50 different national park sites in at least 26 different states. And you have a year to do it. So it's really not that, at least I don't consider it to be very challenging, but it is a way to get you to get out and visit the national parks, but some of them are absolutely incredible, like Yellowstone and places like that. And a lot of those national parks are not just off the highway. So it also gives you a chance to actually get off the beaten path and go find some of those national parks. So
Right.
So yeah, it's really not so much just for the Iron Butt certification, but we just wanted to get out there and visit as many national parks as we could. So it is a good way to see some of America by going to some of those national parks.
Okay. Scooter Mitchell had a question. He said, "What is your top 3 parks?"
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say, and these are in no particular order, but I would say Yellowstone, the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
Okay, now go back to Yellowstone. Don't lose your chain of thought on these 3.
Yeah.
Now. If you're gonna name them, I want to know why. Because I've ridden in all the ones that you're about to name, And it seems like every time I go into Yellowstone, I get lost. I get turned around. I'm in a different section. I'm either running into elk crossing, moose, or something. So, which one of these rides that you are enjoying, sir?
So we'll start with Yellowstone, because all the things that you mentioned are actually a lot of the reasons why you would want to go to Yellowstone.
Right.
So Yellowstone, of course, it's essentially sitting on the top of a volcano. So you have the geysers and the mud pots and the Grand Prismatic Spring. So all of those things make just being in the park that much more interesting. And it also has there's a place in Yellowstone called the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, which is basically it looks like a canyon. Of course, it's not as large as the Grand Canyon. And Quesola, you mentioned the bison and the elk and the other wildlife there. So it is, for those reasons, it is definitely near the top of my list for the as far as national parks are concerned. The second one would be the Grand Canyon, and specifically the north rim of the Grand Canyon. And I know, Quesola, you've probably been there, but when you're in the north rim, you seem like you're closer to the canyon, even though you really aren't. But it just seems like you're a lot closer to it. And the view is obviously different than
man.
Definitely is a nice is a good park to visit. And I would say my third one would probably be a toss up between Bryce Canyon and Zion National Park, because Bryce Canyon has these, I think they call them hoodoos. They look like dreamsicles, like we used to eat when we were kids. But just the color and just how the expanse of Bryce Canyon makes it, it makes my top three as far as national parks to visit.
Right. Now, I know we have a series of questions we're going to ask you, and we're going to jump back international here in a bit. But with that, do you do any camping? I say lodging or glamping or anything like that when you go to these parks, because I mean the scenery is so beautiful, and then too with sunrise and sunset, the lighting, the lighting, the ambiance of it all is just incredible. So you can look at it during the day, and as the sun sets or as the sun rises, it takes on a whole, a whole different look, a whole different feeling about it.
Exactly.
The coolness rolls in at night.
And like I said, it's good to be there, at the sunset and the sunrise. And if you're camping, it's a lot easier to do that. Now, I am not a camper per se, even though I mentioned earlier that I was a Boy Scout. But I did actually build a teardrop camper that I pulled behind my my GL 1500. I ended up selling it, but it was. So you really don't consider that to be camping per se, because it had a hard shell on it or what have you. But that's the closest I've actually come to.
I would consider it. I would consider that motor camping, because I consider getting a pool behind a bunkhouse. I would consider getting me a bunkhouse, which I still want to get my bunkhouse, the pool behind my 09, because that's something that I want to just maybe hit me a park that joker by a river somewhere, go ride, come back at night, and just use that as my my pit stop, or what I'm saying,
like your base camp.
My base camp, exactly, my base camp. So that's definitely one that I want to do as well.
Oh, okay, you should talk to Cake and Rich about that. That couple that I introduced you to at the Ride to Eat.
Yeah, Boots and Jeans. You know what? Yeah. I have been trying to get in touch with Boots and Jeans. I just watched a video with down in Central Florida at the free campsite. Love every bit of it, man. But I've been trying to get in touch with those two. Apparently, they're not answering my calls. So
they're never at home. They leave in January. They may not get back home until the following January.
Hey, listen, folks. I'm giving shout outs to other podcasters, other vloggers.
Hey, on the road. Go on.
Oh, absolutely.
If you get a chance, go to YouTube. Look up Boots and Jeans. They practically live on the road. They set up their tents. They just did a great episode when they were down there in Central Florida. They set their tents up. They was at it was free. All you do is register online. They'll send you a code. You go there. You go in, you meet the host, and you pick a spot, and it's just free. So that's outstanding. So Boots and Jeans, shout out to y'all. Love what you're doing.
Yeah, they're good people too.
Tina asked the question: is all of Yellowstone open?
That varies. I can tell you that varies.
Yeah,
that
I don't. That I don't know. I would check with them for sure.
And a lot of, and sometimes it's weather driven. Because on one side it'll be snowing, it'll be closed. If they get forest fires, they're closed one side of it. So you have to be a MacGyver when you go to Yellowstone, because you would literally snake your way around. If you miss a turn, you could get lost just like that. If you've ever been lost in Yellowstone, just give me a thumbs up, because I know I got lost in Yellowstone, man.
Don't all roads lead back out though?
No. It's, I think it's 3 different entrances. Yeah. And when I went to Yellowstone, I was there for 3.5 days, and I still don't think I got to see everything.
Wow.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time there and not see everything.
Well, after looking at those apocalyptic movies I've been watching on sci-fi, and when Yellowstone blew up, I'm like, I ain't going out there, man. I'm not going out there. I'm not. And I knew it was sitting on a volcano. No, I'm not going out there.
You owe it to yourself to go to Yellowstone.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another picture up, my brother. Who are these ladies with you right here?
So this is the Nicodemus, Kansas National Historic Site. So Nicodemus, Kansas is Nicodemus. Is the oldest continuously occupied Black community west of the Mississippi. And those 2 young ladies in that picture, they are actually, I think, 5th and 6th generation of the actual founders of Nicodemus, Kansas. And also for those of y'all who have, or either planning to do or have done the 4 corners, the Truex 4 corners. Yep. Nicodemus, Kansas is about 60 miles from Lebanon, Kansas. So if you're going to be in the area doing that ride, that's an hour away. Right. And it's a very interesting little town with a lot of history, and it is like I said, a national park site. So I would highly recommend it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Yeah, that one's slipping. Can we get another picture there, Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah, no picture.
We just working our way, folks, on his journeys, on his adventures. One of the spots, I'm going to take this from Crowbar. Crowbar said one of the spots did blow up, injuring some people last year. Yeah.
Oh, was that the one that was on the video? I saw that. I saw that.
Right. Nicodemus is wonderful. Has a direct relationship to Lexington, Kentucky. Oh, God, when you come on, Garland's gonna be on episode 23, February the 11th. Garland Arnett, the gentleman that you see right here, he will be coming on. Bring that history with you, sir. We would love to hear it, please.
Absolutely.
I got a question. So a lot of writers speak of deep, maybe almost spiritual connection with the open road, and you've been through all these parks and all these amazing sites. I'm staying away from the historical stuff, but you've been through all these parts. It's hard, but
I know it's hard, folks. We're sitting here right now, sweating, rocking back and forth because questions are parallel.
Right. In what ways have or does writing serve a spiritual reflection of practice for you while you're riding through the parks? What kind of connection, or if you have some connection like that, either here in the parks or even overseas?
So I will tell you, speaking of a kind of a spiritual experience, when we went to Hawaii, we actually went to Maui, to Haleakala National Park. So, and it's about 11,000 feet. If you ever go to Maui, you owe it to yourself to go to the top of Haleakala National Park and watch the sunrise. It is literally a spiritual experience, because you're standing there, you're literally above the clouds. So you're sitting there or standing there, and you're watching the sun kind of rise up over the ocean. and it really, and actually I made a video of it on my YouTube page. It's called Sunrise and Sunset in Hawaii. But that was probably, as far as riding is concerned, the closest kind of spiritual, I guess, experience that I've had, because you're there in nature. You're above everything else. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's dark, and you're sitting there, and it's quiet, and you're waiting for the dawning of a new day. So yeah, watching the sunrise in Haleakala is definitely probably my closest experience of having a spiritual type of experience on the road or on a bike.
Hey folks, we're gonna take a break right quick. We're gonna jump over to the YouTube. Hey, head on over, and we're gonna do part 2 of this interview with Mr. DJ Dennis Joyner. We will be right back.
History.
What's going on, y'all? Lincoln Infield here, Carolina's Full Throttle Magazine. Always a proud supporter of K Solo. Everything he does, his rides, everything like that. Amazing association, man. I'm proud to be associated. Y'all take it easy. We'll see you around.
And we're back.
Welcome.
Welcome. Tonight, our special guest is Mr. Dennis Joyner, Mr. History himself, out of the great city and state of Richmond, Virginia. And sir, I'm telling you, I am already get excited for part 2 of your interview, your episodes. We got something special planned for the people. So if you're enjoying this episode, you just wait to the next one.
Okay, so I want to jump back over here to your overseas tour. I read in the document that I've sent you. You say your 5-county European tour. I've read. It sounds fascinating. What were some of the highlights of that journey, and how did riding overseas compare with riding over here in the States?
Okay. So that motorcycle tour, it's called the 5-country.
Country, I say county.
I'm just messing with you. But the 5-country European tour. So it started in Munich. We went to Austria. We went to Slovenia. We went to Italy, to Switzerland, and then back to Germany. And I would say the highlight of probably that trip, other than Stelvio Pass, the picture we looked at earlier, would just be the small little villages and hamlets that we rode throughout all those countries. Kind of reminded you of a World War II movie. So a lot of old buildings, old hotels. We stayed in sort of like bed and breakfast type of hotels. In fact, I think the hotel we stayed in Austria was like 500 years old.
Wow.
But and as much as I love riding through the mountains, we rode through mountain passes all day, every day. I mean, switchbacks. There were some switchbacks that were on. There were cobblestone roads, which of course is always rather interesting. And then on top of that, we had some rain. We were going through these long 1-2 mile tunnels that were cut into the side of the mountain. But I would say just experiencing the different cultures, the different types of cuisines that we had in the different countries. We drank a lot of wine as well while we were there.
Now, not only have you traveled the Alps, what other? Because I remember you were overseas quite a bit one time. It was like you were back to back overseas, not just the Alps, but where else have you been overseas?
So it was the Dolomites, which are, well, they're not adjacent to the Alps, but they are very tall mountain ranges as well.
Okay.
There was another mountain range. I'm trying to think of the name of it. There actually was a glacier there as well. So, but again, just riding through those small little towns and villages, meeting the different folks there. It was a very good trip. And one thing I've noticed about the people, at least in the 5 countries that we went, those people are very fit. I mean, everybody's walking with walking sticks and riding bicycles. Yeah, those.
Right. The elevation. You got to look at the elevation. You got to look at hills. Even the houses are built at an angle, so they're always exerting themselves over there. So they have to be, and they love wine anyway. So
yes, which
there
is good for the blood.
Did you have any cultural or logistical challenges while you was over there riding, or?
Not really. The two guides we had, they spoke the language, and for me, it wasn't a real big deal. But as far as like the menus, like I said, we had all these different types of dishes, and of course, they were all in whatever language we happened to be in. So we didn't, understand any of it. And because I don't eat pork, it's not a religious thing. I just choose not to eat pork. I had to make sure that when the tour guide was explaining to me what the dish was, I also needed to know what the ingredients of that dish were. But other than that, because wine labels, I didn't even read the wine labels.
I'm gonna tell you right now, sir. And I've been over in Europe. You ate some pork.
Probably, yeah.
Pork and everything, man. But yeah, so we're gonna jump back on the North American continent. Up here in the Cabot Trail, I have ridden that, but I would love to hear your perspective on it, sir.
Actually, I got the idea of riding the Cabot Trail from you.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. I was kind of finishing up because I had set out to ride like all the 10 provinces of Canada. And I was finishing up the last 4, which are called the Maritime provinces. I think it's New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Labrador, and Prince Edward Island. And I think when you were there, you also went to visit, I think it's called West Quoddy Lighthouse Museum, which is supposed to be the easternmost point in the contiguous United States. I got that. I got that tip from you. I picked up quite a few items from you and other folks as well. And Reef, he and his Get Out and Explore series, and Scooter, who's on the call. Scooter's ridden all over the country on back roads, and Tone Handy and Russell Brown. I follow all of you guys to get ideas as far as places to ride. But yeah, this Cabot Trail trip, it was, and I did it counterclockwise, and that was a nice.
Oh, okay,
a nice trip. Yeah, some people say it's better to do it clockwise or counterclockwise. It's just the way I was going. I went counterclockwise.
Now, did you do it in one swoop, or did you do half, stop, and then continue on the next day?
I did it all in the same day. Got up very early, and got finished rather late. Because as you know.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, because I did not actually start. I think I started down in Maine. That little town, the last little town right there on 95 before you cross over. So I stayed in the States, then I crossed over and I rode up to the Cabot Trail. And then I just, once I checked in at my first point there, right at that little guest center, that little tour shop, or we can get little trinkets and stuff. Then I started riding. So I ended up breaking it up into 2 days, which I enjoy because going clockwise with it, I took off on the western coast of it, and the scenery was so beautiful. Yeah. And then the sun was coming down. So as the night was falling, the sun was setting, the ocean, the view, and I had planned to camp, but for some reason it didn't happen because I ended up going to a little restaurant, which happened to be a motel, and the gentleman was so nice. They told me the price of it. I said, that's not in my budget right now. I plan to camp. He said, look, I see you out there on that motorcycle. I want you to be safe, man. I'm going to give you a room for $50. And I said, what? Yeah. I said, what? And I didn't even know he was the owner of the place. He was working on stuff. That's what I say about when I meet people. When you meet people, treat them as though they are the owner, the you know what I'm saying? Like they own the place. Because the thing is, I could have looked at him like, oh, you just the help. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. We talked and we enjoyed. And he said, hey, look, you're on the motorcycle. This is my establishment. I let you get the room for $50, no tax. Man, I jumped on that. I said a nice warm bed, and it was cold. You know, it gets cold up there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you're that kind of guy, so you never met a stranger in your life. So
never met a stranger, man. You never.
But when I went to Nova Scotia, I mean, rode the Cabot Trail, I stayed in Nova Scotia, so I was right there. Yeah, okay. I could get up and start riding and finish. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I encourage anybody doing. So if you are thinking about doing the Cabot Trail, 2 ways you can do it. You can either stay down. What is the name of that town? Reef. If you're on Reef, just put the name of the town. And anybody who know the name of the town, right there on 95, right as you get ready to go into Blaine. I don't know why I'm having this brain fart right now. but you can stay there, or you can go ahead and ride up to Nova Scotia, get you a room up there, and then just start riding. It's a beautiful site. If you want to camp, they got nice, beautiful campgrounds up there, clean. They got facilities up there. A lot of families ride up there with their campers and stuff. So, and then too, you can also stay on the coast. They got campsites that you can stay on the coast and then just enjoy the view and the scenery. Not Madawaska, Dave. It's the time right as you get off of 95, make that left-hand turn to get on the one going to Madawaska.
Not Fort Kent.
No. Fort Kent is the start of mile 1.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
Lupic, Maine.
No, not Lupic, Maine. Lupic, Maine is where the lighthouse is at.
Where the lighthouse is, yeah.
That's where the lighthouse is at. Yeah, but it's beautiful up there, folks. I would encourage anybody that's looking to do some riding to get up there on that north area. And I don't know, man. Canada might not want us coming up.
Might have to pay a toll to get in.
Man, it's hot up there. The block is hot, man. Holton, Houlton, Holton. That's what the name of it is. Up there in Maine. But yep, sir, this has been a good one, man. This has been a good one. Logic, this is Curve. This is Curve.
Oh. I know who you are, Curves. Like, I don't know her name. I ain't gonna call your government name. Or did I call your government name? I know who you are.
We know who you are.
Absolutely.
Let me question. Did this can you share with us? Can you share with us and share with everybody that's watching it and having a great time tonight? Can you share with us one of your rides that I guess exceeded your expectations? Or perhaps a moment when everything on the road came together perfectly for you, because we know that's hard and few in between because something always happens. But can you something that exceeded your expectations or gave you a wow moment?
Yeah, I would have to say because I love riding on the West Coast. I would say when I rode the Pacific Coast Highway a couple of years ago. And I rode it from north to south. And I happened to be fortunate or blessed enough to ride it on a completely clear day. And riding from, I think near San Mateo down to Big Sur, that was probably one of the best trips I think I've done. That and I've heard stories about how beautiful the Pacific Coast Highway was. You're riding down, you have the mountains on one side and of course the ocean on the other side. And I've seen pictures and video, and so I kind of thought I knew what to expect, but it was way more, I guess, beautiful and fascinating than I had even imagined. So that would be. So
you jumped off the 101 and you hit the one running south by Fort Bragg and all of that stuff.
Yeah, a little further south.
Okay, Point Arena. Okay, yeah. I went there about 2 years ago. I did probably one of my most epic camping trips on the coast of California, and I ended up staying at a lighthouse. There was a gentleman that had part of his finger missing. I took a picture of him and posted it. People didn't catch that part of his finger was missing. But he literally was just staying there. Like, once again, I never met a stranger. And we was just talking. And he was like, Yeah, man, I'm just here finding myself, and that's incredible how you meet people. I don't know what it is about California, man. I don't know what it is about that West Coast that people just flock there to kind of find themselves, to just kind of get in tune with life and just recap, man. But I had an interesting conversation with that gentleman. So yeah, the Pacific 101, the one, that's a beautiful ride down.
Yeah, and another ride, and since I just saw Curves make a note there, the Bessie Stringfield ride that that Curves, and her group puts on, and congratulations on getting the street named after Miss Bessie.
Yes,
we're very proud of that. But I think Lodge, I think you were there when they did the ride from, I think it was from Atlanta to the Harley Museum.
To the Milwaukee,
that was one of, I've done a lot of Saddle Sore 1000 iron butt rides, but that particular one, holds a special place in my heart doing that Saddle Sore 1000. So that's another ride.
Awesome. That was awesome. It was an awesome day there that day too. So yeah, it was great.
Oh yeah, that was very well done, and hats off to Curves and her group for promoting the legacy of Miss Bessie. Yes. And I also put a plug in. If you guys haven't seen the documentary, you need to make it a point to go check it out.
Right.
Yes, right. You do.
Hey, we have a question from Salty Badger. What was his just one more mile experience to complete a ride?
Just one more
mile experience. Just one more mile.
Not sure if I understand the question.
I'm thinking he's saying to complete the ride. One more mile experience.
So
just
like
going
if you're riding
a little bit farther, like was in the moment. Yeah, in the moment. Just breathtaking, captivating, the scenery. Just one more mile to complete the ride. To just sit there and say, I'm taking it all in. I reached it. I've enjoyed this journey that I'm on.
I would say probably doing maybe the $1 Million Highway when you're riding. If you've ever ridden that, just how it kind of traverses through that canyon. I think it's Red Mountain Pass. That was a very nice ride experience where I didn't want that road to end or that ride to end. But at some point, I knew that it had to. So that would probably be at least up there among those types of last mile experiences.
Okay, one of your gold wing buddy, Mr. Russell Brown. What ride or road you don't get tired of?
I would definitely have to say State Route 12 in Utah, riding from Torrey, Utah down to
Utah again.
Yeah, that is.
Utah is the bomb.
Oh man, yeah, that would have to be a road I would never get tired of.
Yeah.
That road and Russell, that was a road Russell turned me on to near Moab, Utah. We're still talking about Utah.
Yep.
The Diamond Dinosaur Prehistoric Scenic Byway.
Yep.
I think it's 128. Kind of goes along the like a canyon through beside the Colorado River. Mm-hmm. That's another ride that I don't think I would ever get tired of riding. Now I can tell you one ride I think I would get tired of and would never want to do it again. And this is something that Tone Handy turned me on to, and that's the Moki Dugway.
I knew it.
Look, Tone said, it's hard packed gravel. So I'm like, okay. And of course, I'm on this 900-pound bike and riding down there, and I got about halfway through. Then it started raining. And I'm like, I don't know if this was such a good idea, but I managed to ease my way down there. So, yeah, that's a road I do not want to ride again.
Yeah.
In addition to the two that 128, the two that I would never get tired of riding would be, Utah State Route 12 and the Dinosaur.
They actually The Hoka
The Kurds rode it too.
detoured. Yeah, they actually detoured for the Hoka because the weather was so bad and crappy
the
up
weather
there.
was bad, yeah.
That they detoured it off of the route, which is they don't do too many detours on the Hoka, but for safety reasons, it was pretty nasty. But some people rode it. I know Junie rode it, which is awesome, Which is awesome.
I mean, it's only 3 miles long, but it's an interesting 3 miles.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I when I first rolled up on it, man, I had heard stories about it, but it's almost like a shock. You're riding on pavement, and then all of a sudden, it's just gravel, and you're sitting there looking like, "Is this right? Is this right?" And sure enough, man, I just went to creeping and creeping and creeping. I said, "I'm not gonna stop now. I'm not gonna turn back and try to go all the way back around." So I put down it, man. I'm telling you, it was. I was like, "Whoo!" When I got to the bottom, I was like, "Whoo!"
But that view from the top is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if it's worth the ride down, but the view at the top is definitely a nice view.
Right. Yeah. Hey, folks, we're gonna open up the line. Hey, Logic, we're gonna open up the line for a little bit, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes, because we only got a few more minutes left. If anybody want to call in and go direct with Mr. Joyner, please feel free to do that, and we would love to have you come on and just express your gratitude for him coming on, sharing his journey, his legacy. Like I say, once again, we will be bringing him back on
the 25th episode, the last Tuesday of the month.
That's right, on the 25th.
No,
episode,
not it's 25th episode.
It's February 25th too.
Oh, it is? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Talk about something I'm definitely passionate about.
I know, because we're going to have something in store for you, folks. We're going to have something lined up for you. I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's going to be a good production. And Dennis and I, we're going to enjoy ourselves doing it. And it's going to be a lot of history. It's going to be a lot of history in his local area, in his backyard. He's invited me to his backyard. We're going to break bread. We're going to go see some historical sites. So definitely tune in on the 25th episode 25 of Riding with K Solo, the podcast with Logic. It's been a great night, gentlemen. Mr. Joyner, is there anything else? I know we didn't get to touch on the 3 Twisted Sisters. Is there anything about that particular ride that you would like to just kind of express to some people? Because believe it or not, people are hop on I-10, I-20, and I-40 and not even hear about 3 Twisted Sisters.
Just the fact that ride has been on my bucket list for quite some time now, and that the ride to eat that you guys had in San Antonio, I finally got a chance to ride it, and it was well worth the wait. So I'm glad I had a chance to do it, and I would suggest it to anybody if you're out in that area.
Right. Because I've ridden it. I think I've ridden it twice, and part of the SCMA Grand Slam, and then the SMA Grand Slam and the Triple Crown. I participated in doing that ride, and the first time I went one way, kind of a figure 8, and the next time I went the other way, kind of a figure 8. And it was a good ride. It's a beautiful ride. The one store, I think there's one store that's kind of like right in the middle. Chickens was all running out there. They had a sign that said "Go this way." You know how like MASH, like 401 MASH had the sign say "Here to Seoul" and "Here to Japan" and "Here like to the States to California," which I thought was epic and good. But hey, we got a caller on. We got a caller on, Logic.
Yes, we do. We do. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Logic.
Who do we have? Who is this?
Who's caller? What's your name?
It's Lightfoot.
Oh, it's Lightfoot. Tina
Lightfoot. How you doing? Hey. You finished packing?
Yeah, I just got done packing. I'm getting my meds in the morning, and I'm headed out.
Okay, all right. Heading out to Jacksonville, Florida, to the Iron Elite.
I'm
Can't
nervous,
wait to meet you down there.
but I got people on the highway. They'll meet me as I come in.
All right.
Okay. Good.
I just wanted to ask, like, did they feel any what is it called when you're like at a different level? I mean, level sickness. Like if you're up in the mountains more.
Altitude sickness.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, do you get mountain sickness? You know, when you're out there riding.
Did
I
y'all
never
experience?
have that problem. No, I don't.
See,
Even
like,
over
look,
in the Alps and the Dolomites, I didn't have any issue with altitude sickness.
I'm trying to burst words. Y'all have
Just
to
having a
help
good
me.
time.
Yeah.
She
She was saying altitude sickness when you go up there because you really don't have time to get acclimated when you do go up to those elevations. So
You
I'm
do
you
so
not.
start up at
excited.
the bottom and then you ride up to the top, and some people get lightheaded and they'll get, the
Yeah,
dizziness.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So good question. Thank you. Because we didn't address that. We skipped that one, Logic. Thank you, Tina. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues with that. And even going up to Haleakala, I didn't as well.
Oh, what's it called?
I was talking about a national park in
Mr.
Maui called Haleakala.
Haleakala. Okay.
Yeah,
On the Big Island.
on Maui.
On Maui. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get a chance to go there, you owe it to yourself to go up to watch the sunrise on the top of that mountain.
Nice thing. C1s, thank you for joining us tonight. Folks, we have really and thoroughly enjoyed having Mr. Joyner on, sharing some of his international travels with us, some of his national parks, just his overall perspective on long distance riding. He's an IBA rider. He's participated in, now you've done the Four Corners too, correct?
I did the True X, and that was another inspiration that I got from you. Now, I didn't do it in 10 days like you did, but
man, listen, I was in training,
put a
man.
silver star behind your name. They put a gold star beside your name if you do it in 20 days or less. So
Hey,
I can imagine doing that in 10 days.
Hey, man, I'm beginning to ask questions like, who is this guy K Solo, man?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, who is this guy?
Who is this guy, man? But
and then when I got to know you, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a interesting ride. And of course, I incorporated some other places to ride along, with that. It wasn't just
and see, that's one thing. Without going into our next episode, that I really enjoy about seeing you when you ride, Mr. Joyner. You really get out and explore. Like Sharif Mantle is, get out and explore. You do, sir. Your journeys and adventures are worth following. Do you have a vlog or anything like that? Do you have any way that people can kind of follow you other than social media? I know you have a book in the work, that you're writing a book. I mean, how can people follow you? How can people get to know you and get more information about you and your journeys? What's good,
yeah, now it's just my Facebook page. I don't have any other social media, another social media presence, but yeah, just on Facebook. If you have any questions about rides or national parks or suggestions or whatever, just hit me up on my Facebook page, and I'll do whatever I can to give you some good information.
Right. I would highly encourage you, sir, to start moto vlogging, even if you just go and get a page where you can start posting some of your travels, because it's different. Even if you go to WordPress, I would say go open your account on the WordPress and start posting your journeys there. They'll give you a website. You can share that website. It's called WordPress. WordPress. Go to WordPress. Yep. I'm sorry. WordPress. WordPress. Go to WordPress. Set you up a free account. That way you can post your pictures. You can post your vlogs. You can share your journeys and adventures. And that way, everybody don't follow social media. Everybody don't like the whole line of following the timelines and all of that. But when you have that one centralized location that people can go see your pictures, see your journeys, hear your thoughts and minds that you can share it on, it'll be a great asset to you, sir. It will.
Okay. Thank you for that information. I will definitely look into that.
Yes. Hey, we got another outstanding podcaster on. Shout out to Lavish T. Williams. He has an outstanding podcast that he's been in this game for a while. Folks, I highly encourage you to go over there, take a look at his material. It's Stand Up A1 Production, man. Shout out to him. I would love to, can't wait to get him on the show just to even just chop it up. Well, Logic, I think we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap tonight up. Listen, folks, listen. We have something in store for Mr. Joyner. The episode 25, February the 25th. I want to see at least 100 people on the channel, because what we're going to share, how we're going to dive in, is going to fall into this month's journey of the African-American writer, Black History Month, and it's going to dive into the culture itself, and it's going to highlight Mr. Joyner's travels national, right here in the state. So, sir, is there anything else you'd like to share with the people before we let you go?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to be on, and I would encourage folks to, get outside of your comfort zone. Do something you haven't done before, go somewhere you haven't been before, and then just enjoy the journey, and don't take life too seriously.
Don't take life too serious, man.
Don't take life too seriously.
What do you mean don't take life too serious? When you have visiting places like this right here, where is this?
This is Shoshone Falls in Idaho.
Shoshone Falls.
Falls. Yeah, it's in Idaho. That's the Snake River Canyon. So that's the canyon that Evel Knievel tried to jump over with that rocket powered motorcycle. Yeah. It's about a mile from there. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the places on my bucket list.
Don't they have a monument or something there?
They do. Yeah.
Where he tried to do that. Yeah.
Look. Now we done talked about this. Talking about people, half these people over here don't know who Evel Knievel is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They don't know.
I'm the old group now. Okay.
If you know who Evel Knievel is, put an E in the chat. Just put an E in the EK. Put an EK in there, because some of us grew up with our little bikes on, with the stars on, the scrapes on it, jumping.
We had the little thing that you can turn, and Evel can even come off the thing and do a wheelie.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man, we tell on ourselves now, man.
Yeah.
EK, Bolo. Hey, Bolo know about it. And ABC Wild World of Sports, you better believe it, one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was on that.
Yeah, man. Howard Cosell, man.
He was a character for sure.
Lavish, stop playing. You don't know who Evel Knievel is. Stop playing, Lavish.
EK,
you're a 90s baby.
The ramp is still there, so some of you Harley riders want to have a challenge to see if the Goldwing or Harley can make it over there. I think Scooter and I will take that challenge.
Which Goldwing is this? Because I know we took a picture of the other one. Which one is this one?
That's the GL 1800.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Onyx.
Good. Onyx.
Her name is Onyx.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Folks, we're just having a good time tonight with Mr. Joyner. We thank everybody for tuning in, joining in. This has been a great one, as usual. We are excited that you are with us. Sir, we're going to go ahead and let you go. We know you got to get up in the morning and get on that grind. We don't want
some of us still working. Some of us are still working. But I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later.
All right, sir. You take care.
Take care.
All right.
Blessings.
Hey, man. You see how he talk, right? Peace out. It's going to be a stone cold blast. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Well, sir, I've thoroughly enjoyed tonight's episode of Riding with K Solo, the podcast with Logic. We thank you for tuning in. I'm K Solo. And make sure, if you want to become a top tier supporter of the podcast by donating these via Cash App at a solo moment, or through PayPal at paypal.me/RSW Gear. We are looking for supporters to help us increase the podcast, help us grow. help us get better production, to get us on the road. We're going to try to take it on the road. That's just a lot of stuff that we have planned for the future of this podcast, and we want to continue to bring you top quality shows. Logic, as we always say, as we get ready to shut it down, my motto is aspire to inspire, and if you do that, you'll definitely be legendary.
Hey, y'all out on the road, ride hard, ride safe, and always ride on faith and keep it logical. Peace.
All right, folks, we're out of here. Have a good night. God bless.